All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you're watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts, and along with Greg Said. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Christy Robinson, Beautiful Blitz Creation. She sponsored this broadcast along with Whitaker Building Supply. We want to thank them for being a sponsor of this show, and BetUS. That's right, BetUS has joined the family, and we want to thank them for being a part of this podcast. All you got to do is go there on my social media platform on Twitter or Instagram. There's a link in my bio. All you got to do is go up there and put your bet in, and BetUS will take care of you. I'm showing you some new products that Christy Robinson has designed that she got online and ready to go over there in my community section. Right there, right? While you're there. And on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, I'm sorry. YouTube. And click on that link. I posted it up this morning. She got some new design that she got up. She want to thank everybody who already purchased the old. If your team is Georgia Bulldogs, she got a new one right there, Georgia. Gray, black, and hey, we know what she got from Alabama fan because she's from Alabama. All you got to do is just click on the link there for her. Like I say, hey, stand on business. Get that t-shirt. I ordered this one today. She said I should have it by tomorrow. So, I want to thank her for being a sponsor of Sports Talk with BY. We appreciate her for doing that. We do. We really do. All right? Help her out. Get all of your t-shirts. I know many of you already have, and we appreciate you for doing that. Hey, got a good show tonight. I'm telling you. Got my man, got my dog from the state of Georgia. Greg Said it with me. Tonight we're going to talk about Coach Prime. Has turned Colorado football program around. He has done it, y'all. In 2 years, you know, he took over a team that was 1-11. Last year they went 4-8. This year they are right at 5. too. And they're gonna win. They gonna win on Saturday night. So you can put that in the bag. I got faith. I know they gonna win. And they're gonna be 6-2, and they're gonna be ranked at the end of the game. The Sunday morning, they will be ranked in the top 25. You can put your bet top dollar on that. I promise you that. But once again, hey, finna bring up Greg said, and we finna get ready to do this thing. All right. Hey, once again, you're watching Sports Talk with B Watts, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's go. All right, all right. What's up, doctor? What's going on with you?
Not much.
Had a good day today?
Yep, everything moving along.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us tonight. Let's see who we got here. Let's get that out the way. We're going to get into the show. This computer always acting up. Gotta get me another laptop. That's all it is. What's going on, Miss Johnson? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for being here always. Tim, what's up? What's going on, Tim? Darren, what's up, Darren? What's going on? C-Mo, what's going on? How you feeling, bro? Casey, my dog from the ATL, Mustang. Appreciate you, partner. Miss Shirley, how you doing? DH, what's up? Yep, let's go. Brian from Memphis. Miss D, what's going on with you? How you doing? Miss D, thank you for that cash out. Appreciate that. I woke up, I said, Doc. I said, okay. Appreciate you, Miss D. You didn't have to do it, but I appreciate you. Hall, what's up, T Hall? What's going on? Garfield, what's going on with you? Thank you for rocking with us tonight. Miss Nao, always a pleasure. Tim, what's up? Ron, what's going on, Ron? You all right? Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. Miss D, we always appreciate you for rocking with us. All right, Greg, we got Cincinnati coming in, but before we do that, Coach Prime went on that interview and said what you've been saying. Now, whether he do it or not, I don't know. He did acknowledge that he might have to switch up some things. And what's up, Elijah? What's to do some things to change the timing of when they practice. It's Thursday, and all the videos that I'm seeing, they still practicing in the daytime. So, but he did acknowledge what you've been saying all along. So we'll start it off with that, and I'll let you go on with that right there. That's your thing. I'll let you do it. Whatever you got to say on.
I mean, I was just trying to figure out. I mean, definitely one night. I don't know if it was like about to be night because it had like the shadow, like a sunset shadow. I don't know. It didn't look like morning. It looked like maybe around about 6 o'clock, 5, something like that. That would look like to me. How the sun was kind of setting, and you see the shadows in the back.
When it was?
Just on a couple well-off videos I have seen.
Oh, I thought it was morning time. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been morning, but it looked kind of like maybe they did it like in the afternoon, like I said, before the sunset. And but I don't know, man. I like I said, my thoughts is just the whole doing it at night in the element you're gonna play in, complete night, because that's what you're playing in. You're playing in the black sky night. When you play out there that time of night, the sky is black night. Can't even see the mountains, black night, and there's nothing but lights, and it's just how it's like it's only lights inside that stadium. Everything outside of it seems dark. That's how I feel, like a bowl, like you sit down and it's cool outside. So everything just feels different compared to how I feel during the day. You walk around the day, you sweating, it's hot, got the red sunlight, and at nighttime it gets kind of cool, and it seemed like the later that night got, the cooler it got, like a wet cold. It felt like a wet cold. So it's a whole different environment. Period. Everything just feels different at night out there. So that was my thought, was that just get used to the elements. Like I say, you're a Navy SEAL or whatever you are. They're gonna put you in that element and train you in that element, so you'll be prepared for that. If you're gonna be swimming, I ain't training you on land. Yeah, primarily, and that was my philosophy on it. Plus, the reality is I don't live it, and I don't know who all has something to say far as who actually been in those type of situations. I know, like in a working situation, you may experience like working a graveyard shift versus working early in the morning versus working a 9 to 5. But that body is a mother. And people can say what they want about like the mind over matter. You ain't got it like that. Don't even try. That body is like an addict. That body, it do what it want to do. You could talk about all that mind and get your mind right and be ready all you want. Your body ain't right. Your body ain't really on the same page. It could be a problem. And I think that's what we've been seeing. I'm not ever said that they wasn't prepared to play and they need to be prepared. I'm sure in their mind they were prepared to play, but their body and their mind got to be on the same page. And that was my whole logic behind that.
Oh, okay. You through it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna move on from that. Let's talk about Colorado. I haven't got a chance to talk to you about Colorado. Yeah, I did. We talked. I think earlier this weekend. The week. I think we did a special. I don't forgot, man. B12 out and got me all jacked up. But when we look at Colorado going into this game, right, and playing against Cincinnati. Now I looked at Cincinnati. I don't know if you don't look at them. Have you looked at some tape on?
I haven't seen them play. I
That
think I mean I've heard
that
about them
quarterback
recently.
ain't bad, bro.
Yeah, I mean if they're a throwing team, if they are a throwing team, then I would suspect the quarterback to be decent. But I can't lie and say I've seen them play.
Yeah. Coach Dre said that Cincinnati gonna be affected by that time. I know that. Yeah, cause they is on the East Coast thing.
I guess. I mean, if they're not central, I mean, anybody would have a problem. I heard that they have never played that time. I don't know if that's true. I think anybody would have a problem with that time. But the reality is, like I said, depending on when they practice. It hasn't. I mean, anybody gonna have a problem playing at 8 o'clock at night. And let's say they
But
from.
Greg, if they going to the next level, let's stay there. Let's stay there. If they go on to the NFL and they practice in the morning, I know the Falcons practice in the morning, but they playing at 1. They still practicing that in the morning, and then they turn around and play Thursday night and Monday night football. What that? What's the difference between them and Colorado?
Well, I mean, it's a clear difference.
Okay, talk to me.
I mean, one, who's to say it don't impact them? Have you talked to any players who play them Thursday night games?
Nah, nah.
I mean, it has an impact,
What
but
they got to do with winning, though? What I'm saying, when the other team
well,
is playing at the
it
same
has a
time.
lot to do with winning. If you first of all, let's compare apples to oranges. I mean, apples to apples and not apples to oranges. First of all, how many Thursday night games do they play?
Oh, I don't know. I'm
No,
just
I'm
trying to
just
figure
saying
out.
everybody gets one Thursday night game in the NFL. Everybody gets one Monday night game. That's how I set up. It ain't guaranteed that everybody get an 8 o'clock game on Thursday. That's the prime time slot.
Right.
NFL is the only sport that has a true prime time spot. So everybody talking that prime time. It's no such thing as a prime time spot in college football because somebody else always playing on another channel. You see what I'm saying? It's other networks that's going on. Like when we played that Thursday night game against North Dakota, they say so we can get a prime time slot. It was about 4 or 5 other games on that night. So it's NFL has a true prime time slot. When they have a prime time, nobody else is playing. That's the only game
But
at that
the NFL don't have many teams
time.
as
That's the
college.
point. That's the point. Why that's the only that proves the point. That's why That's why they can have. They're the only one that has a true prime time slot because they don't. College has hundreds of teams. So and they got like I said, ESPN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all these other channels. And then they got them networks like we had Pac-12 last year. You had SEC network, ACC. Everybody got so it's all these things going on, so people can watch their team. You never really playing, and nobody else playing. Honestly, what it is. You're not gonna tell me that the NF that they're gonna play 6 out of 8 games at night. And see, the reality is Colorado. That was one of the points I made. You can't justify Colorado playing 6 out of 8 games at night, and some teams ain't played none, or they may play one.
But check this out, Greg. They 5-2.
Okay, what that mean?
They don't play that night. They don't won games at night and lost games at night.
What do you mean?
We talking about you.
But you making about the win. I'm making about the performance because y'all complain about the slow starts and the slow starts. Now
I ain't complaining about slow starts. Now I ain't gonna blame no nighttime and daytime why they starting slow. I'm blaming on personnel. Why they
I am. I'm blaming slow starts.
And then when you looked at the interview, I watched Coach Prime interview today, and I watched what he was saying about that. He also went on and said, I'm not gonna fuss about that, get all upset because ESPN put us in that night game because 2 years ago, they didn't want Colorado on TV. Period.
But what else you expect them to say?
So. What I'm saying is,
I don't expect Coach Prime to complain about it. That's not the point. The point is he already acknowledged that what I said.
I give you that, bro. I give you that. 100%.
I don't have no.
I don't think they're
gonna complain about nothing.
I don't think they're gonna practice that night. Them boys got to go to school in the evening. They ain't got evening class. Coach Prime even said, man, you talked about this. Coach Prime said, I'll be in the bed at 8 o'clock. So how they gonna practice at night? It's Thursday now. It's Thursday. Mm-hmm. So if they ain't practice at night, when they gonna practice at night? They got a game coming up this Saturday. And he also said with Roman Bean show, he said he think this gonna be the last one.
It better be.
So what if it ain't? What if the rest of the game is at night?
Then they just exposing y'all. They ain't exposing me because I already see the game. But you got to think about it. That happened last year. I mean, you talk about boom, 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 especially in that back half. It was nothing but night. I know that Utah was a day game that last game. And you see how they jumped out on Utah. They had to take 3 touchdowns from them to make the game look almost manageable. They would have lost that network game because they about to start cutting that game off because Colorado jumped all over Utah. And you look at the pattern. Colorado, pretty much every day games except Oregon. Oregon, they jumped all on them. When you look at the pattern that they play exceptionally, I mean, they play way better. They play more like themselves. So that's a Colorado issue. You can make it about other teams, but we talking about Colorado because I don't know the Colorado. I mean, I don't know the other team tendencies. And for those who say like high school and stuff, and 9 times out of 10, high schools practice after school. Ain't too many high schools practicing in the morning. That's an abnormality. But when you look at high school, we practice from like 3:30, 4 o'clock to like right before dark. If you got lights, you might go a little longer. And so your body is conducive. That you prove my point that they're used to waiting all day, going to class, doing all that, then performing. It's not on the opposite end. So it's no like when you play at night, it's not like you like, oh, I'm not used to waiting around to have to go perform. It's more identical. It's way more identical playing at night than when you're practicing in the evening than if you practice early in that morning. It's way different. I mean, and that goes for anything. That goes for sports too. That's their pattern. Man, I ain't gonna keep explaining no clown about what I say about no doggone the difference between no Colorado and other teams. Yeah, I mean, get them plugs out your ears. Like, the reason why it fits Colorado because they're a unique situation. You know, it ain't got nothing to do. I don't say it 100 times. It don't have nothing to do with the other team per se, because that may not be their pattern. That's not their history. That's not that they don't necessarily have the same practice schedule, and it's proven in the whole, you know, how they perform, consistently. Really, I mean, consistently. You know, they go from week to week, and people talking about, I don't know why they got these slow starts. Why they always coming back? Why they always got to come back? Why they ain't playing? Why they a second half team? That's your complaint. You know, people making those complaints and then arguing, hey man, what you whining about then? Because that would come with it. You know, if they have a slow start and come out there lethargic, shut your mouth complaining about it. If you say it's normal, let it go, let it keep happening. If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, don't come with the same old you crying about Groundhog's Day narrative about. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that same crap every week like a broken record. Well, you know when you win, but don't feel like, I don't want to hear none of that, because if you don't change nothing and you get the same result and you can repeat the same thing, that's you be the same by yourself. You once you see a pattern, you gotta adjust. If you don't, deal with it.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna
do. That's the fans too. Don't come here whining. Don't come on in chat whining. Man, I don't know why they done. Hey man, you don't make the changes, then you gonna keep getting the same result. You don't think it's an issue, then don't think it's an issue. And when they go to messing up, shut up. We don't want to hear it. Because that you just, unless you just like to complain about like and not try to do nothing different, you know. And that ain't my kind of thing. You do something about it or just deal with it.
I don't think they go do nothing about it. I think he just I think she caught him off the spot and he had to give him an answer. But
I don't know, did they even ask him that? He said that all on his own, you know.
I think she asked him that. I seen it last night.
She asked him specifically about practicing at night. What was the question?
She asked him about
what the night game.
they keep the scheduling the night games, and then he went into it.
Yeah, but he added that component about flipping the schedule. That was just, he had already said 2 weeks ago he didn't like playing at night. So that ain't like that. So he didn't have to say nothing about flipping no schedule. Nobody required him to say that.
Yeah.
He now if he do it, that's one thing. If he don't, that's another. But he said out of his own mouth, so you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to touch base on it. I said when I heard that, I said, man, that was Greg. I said, so I guess he heard Greg.
I don't know, man. I can't
say and day to day talking about it. So I guess he
I don't know who heard it, you know.
All right, Doc. But once again, like I said, we get ready to play Cincinnati. Once again, I think Coach Klein will turn the team around, get ready to play Cincinnati. I think they're gonna win this game. So when you look at the game coming up, what's your expectation between Cincinnati and Colorado?
I mean, I think at this point the defense need to build on what they already built on at this point.
Okay. That's right there. I'm glad you went there. I'm still seeing them linebackers do what me and you've been talking about for the last 2 years.
And people argue about that too.
Even though he agreed coming up with them Tigers at some time, there's a lot of time he running in there.
Yeah, and people are. I mean, people see what they want to see. They argue about that. They say somebody came to the second level, even though he the only one come down to the first. You know, it's like you can't your excuse every time linebacker don't make a tackle because somebody got the second level. Yet 9 times out of 10, the linebacker is coming to the first level. So people see what they want to see, because I think at the end of the day, I don't send you enough clips and I don't point it out enough.
Yeah, I don't see it. I see it.
Come down to the first level premature. And that's a no-no for linebacker unless you blitzing, you know. And like we said, they can't be blitzing like that. They both ain't blitzing all that. It's like they playing Russian roulette, like run to the hole for the running back get there. If you can't do that crap this week, you asked me about Cincinnati. You can't do that. You can't do that crap this week because they're doing the misdirection stuff. So you definitely gotta be more disciplined with a misdirection team. Because just because you think the ball going to that hole, that don't mean it's going there. You see what I'm saying? Just because you do like this on the running back that one, you just gonna run into it. That's what you do in Little League. And then the other man coming right back where you left. You see, so it's like you not miss. If anything gonna expose the linebackers not reading, it will be misdirection.
But are they defense good enough? Which I think it is to overcome that
Um,
against Cincinnati.
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen Cincinnati, but I think
They got
I
a
think
good they got a good quarterback. He pretty decent.
this is what I think. I think their defense has been good enough. That's why they 5-2 and should be, 6-1. Their defense has been good enough based off of who they play. But I think the biggest issue that we're going to see the remainder of the year clearly by what we saw at BYU versus Oklahoma State, UCF versus Iowa State. I think the clear issue going to be going forward is matchup. It's not about who better. It's about who expose your weaknesses based off a matchup. And if they can expose your weaknesses based off a matchup, they don't have to be the better team. And if that matchup exposes you're not reading and whatever, and that they can catch you like that. So I can't tell you exactly what they're going to do. I know they linebackers better stay their butt back and quit playing Russian roulette and run into the hole before you see the ball again now. Period. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't know if the coaching staff is calling a play for that, or sometimes they just doing it on their own. That's my thing. I don't know. I'm not inside the building. I'm not in practice, so I don't know. I'm not saying they do it all the time, but majority of the time, that's what they do. They're like they depended on Shiloh and Cameron Simeon Craig to come down and take care of the middle of their defense. Because sometimes when they take Bentley out the field and Hill Green the only one out there, the middle of their defense is exposed. It's wide open.
Well, I think that's gonna depend on I think it's gonna depend on the personnel. I think that's gonna depend on the scheme and stuff like that, because that middle shouldn't be wide open.
Hmm.
But either you got a team that's gonna lead, like they say, they got tight ends and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
can't afford to leave no middle wide open, so you need to run the right scheme to make sure you got that dealt with. Because um, I think the biggest issue when you got linebackers who not reading it is more so the run. The run exposes it more so than the pass.
yeah. But
Because when you think about the fact that, like, Kansas State running back ate us up because he was a patient running back. He'll let your behind think you finna be overly aggressive and run through the wrong hole, and he just shuffle right back to your backside and go right through your little weak arm tackle. And that's what was happening. A lot of arm tackle. He let you over pursue, and he just skip, and run through your
mhm.
arm tackle. You thought you was about to hit him because you committed prematurely. And that was Shiloh was trying to say. I got to break down, but the problem is, why Shiloh have to be the one have to break down? That the second level should be the one breaking them down. Shiloh should be coming in to help,
Clean up.
assist and support. He shouldn't
Yeah,
be out there in the Red Sea and like running back go that way, I'll run you over. And it's like that's what you run into as a safety that no safety want to run into, no cornerback want to run into. I need somebody to narrow down the options of this running back, slow him down, and then I can come up and support. So that he's already showing you at the end of the day, if them linebackers at that second level is not supporting on that run, shoot. And then that's what really affects that safety. Now that safety is cheating up because he know I got to come down and hit, and I'm the linebacker, and that's what's going to open up the pass, especially deep over the middle. So that safety ain't thinking about coverage. Like this. Charlo said this week I was able to focus more on coverage.
right.
Well, I think it showed. He wasn't capping, because the reality is he was able to support Hood and everything in the backfield, where I mean it was in defensive backfield, where you notice Matt Mullen didn't get loose on him. Nobody got loose on him because the secondary was able to focus on covering. They wasn't really have to focus on coming up and hitting like they had to do on Kansas State.
Right. Yeah. You're right. You're right on that. So when you said matchup, do you think Cincinnati can match up with Colorado offense?
You talking about the defense they have?
They defense, yeah,
I don't
defense.
think I don't think no defense match up with Colorado offense. I think Colorado doesn't come out there either play slow or play sloppy and make it easy on the team. Because, like we said from the very beginning, nobody has enough weapons to cover all our receivers. And
Right.
nobody got an answer for Shador. So if Shador's on his game and our receivers on our game, we can march down the field at will. Whether it's, jumping out on you and getting content, or whether it's running your behind down from 2-3 touchdowns. We had that ability because we can, our receivers, we got multiple number one receivers on the field at one time. That's why we don't have to be like Arizona and depend on one guy to carry the team. They shut down. They tried to make like Travis was that guy in the beginning. All Shador do is throw to Travis. All they have is Travis and Shador. Even though Bummer, all they have is two guys. But only silly people believe that, because at the end of the day, we always told people, people don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. They find out the hard way. We told that Colorado had the best. They laugh. Colorado got the best receivers. What about LSU? What about this? They name all this SEC. And when you look at it, the people slowly came around. And the reality is this: if Will Shepherd is out there, he playing like he can play. If LeJounte is out there playing, if Travis is healthy, if Jimmy is healthy, then you turn around. Okay, Marion gone. Then you turn around and you put in these other receivers who now you coming out of nowhere. Baby T.O. back. Tim is gone, Miller gone, and we still got a whole slew of receivers that can come in and gut you.
Right.
That you ain't even seen yet. And they be like, darn, the depth in the receiver room has always been. It was like that last year. I don't think they fully used it last year. That was my concern. They should use your receivers. As long as you got that and you got a guy like receiver, that line block, he gonna move. You gotta think about it. You're gonna put your best DB on let's say you put him on Will Shepherd. Or maybe Travis if he out there. And then you got your second best DB on Will Shepherd. Or who covering LeJounte?
Yeah.
So you got to think about it. They got to really be a top 10, top 5 defense to have enough dogs out there to cover all them guys. Or they're going to have a decent secondary and just a dominant defensive line that's going to sack Shador every play. It's going to be one of the two. That's the only way you really stop them. So, if anything, Colorado stopped themselves with the play calling, mistakes, interceptions, jumping outside, stuff like that. They shoot themselves in the foot, holding. That's it. I don't think I definitely don't think Cincinnati necessarily going to be in a matchup. I don't think nobody gonna match up with them like that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. You make a good point. I agree with you 100% on that. Ain't nobody can match up with them offensively. Like I say, if anything, anybody hurting is going to be the play calling and it's going to be the undisciplined on the offensive line. They're going to hurt them or set them back from scoring. When you look at our running game, I think this is the game we should see more explosive runs, especially if this offense, if Pat Sherman called this game just like he called against UCF, this running game should take off.
Yeah, I don't think
Cause the offensive line guard were pulling out there in UCF, and Florida, and I haven't seen that lately since they've been playing since then.
I think he showed a lot more looks. He showed some looks that we haven't seen before since that. Even the coach said it, but I think it really depends on the attitude of the players. Either you coming out there, you focus, and you coming out there and you on all cylinders, nobody can stop you. Or if you coming out there, first, second, third down, and that's including the play calling, not moving the ball, making mistakes, missing blocks, and just keep getting in, 3 and outs or whatever like that back to back. Then now you putting yourself in a situation where you pretty much daring them to score so you can be coming from behind. Instead of going ahead and score like you did this game, they get the ball again, score again. That's 14-0. And now you telling them y'all better score. It's going to be 21-0. And we all what we said from the very beginning about that number. 21-0, you in trouble.
Yeah,
so
right.
you better bring it to 14-7.
Yeah.
Then we turn around.
But Greg, do they have that killer instinct? I just don't see.
No.
I'm talking about even Pat Sherman though, like the way he be calling plays when he got their foot on the neck. It don't look like he want to take them and just blow them out like they got blowed out when they played last year.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, you only gonna see the killer instinct when they from behind.
See that? Yeah, I agree with that, man.
You ain't
That
you ain't never seen it. Even at UCF, they could have really just put 2, 3 more touchdowns on the board. They just take their foot out the gas and let the teams just kind of linger, or they might let him put a little points on the board. They definitely let them pad up their stats and put another 100 yards in the offense on them, even if they don't score. Then it's like, man, that's how you know they don't have that killer instinct, because when they know they won, they know they won.
yeah.
And they're not thinking like, oh, we want to embarrass y'all. We don't want y'all to score no more. We don't want y'all to score at all. It's like they don't have that I'm gonna step on your throat type of thing.
Well, so what? When Coach Prime said, I want to dominate," what that mean then?
No, it mean that they jumped out on you and they feel that's dominating. They don't see it how you finish the game. It mean, yeah, you see how easy we scored on you and we are way ahead of you. They don't see dominating like, and you better stay there too. Go sit over there in the corner and stay there. They don't see it's kind of like this. We can go ahead and get into it. It's like this. For the people who say, see, you supposed to just settle for people see you should just strive to win enough to get the bowl game first, because it come first. Then we're gonna go and try to win for the Big 12, and then we're gonna try to make the playoff. Versus, I'm going for the top. I'm aiming for the top. I'm only selling for the top, and if I fall short of that, I'm gonna far exceed what I was gonna get anyway. It's a mentality. So if you already got the mentality, I just want to win, then I want to temporarily dominate, you will never be dominant, because you are already below that bar of domination mentally. You know what I'm saying? You can't step on the gas and go back up to dominate. You can't do the seesaw crap. You can't go, I'm here and then I'm gonna try to step on it and catch up here and I'm doing this up down. And that's what you're really seeing. Like they not, it's no identity from there. Like it's no real solid identity. It's talk, but there's no real solid identity on like we just gonna be nasty and that's disrespectful. You
Yeah.
know, y'all don't disrespect us all summer. You know, y'all don't disrespect us all in the media. I'm just gonna be nasty to everybody we play. We don't care about your feelings. We're gonna beat the mess out of you. And if y'all don't heard him call this game, we're gonna beat the mess out of you.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to score. We don't want you to get no yards. We want you to be utterly just dismayed when this game is over. That's a mindset. There's no seesaw in that. There's no I'm gonna do it for a quarter and then okay, I got the lead. I'm gonna chill out. It's a really like it's a guttery mindset. They don't really have that mindset, really. I mean,
Mr. Cole Carter got a question for you, Greg. Having seen the team live, did you gather a new understanding? Have any of your thought impression changed about the team?
um, new impression about I got a few impressions. I got an impression about the city, with the city of Boulder. I got an impression about the campus and just how they operate. And I didn't really get much from the team, but because in true fairness, I haven't compared. See, y'all can say, "Oh, ain't no big deal," but I haven't really had a chance to see them in the daytime environment. That's why I don't have a true heavy to say this is what it is there, because I only seen a night game and a late night game at that. But what I do see is that Boulder as a city is very like free spirited, right? And
Right.
then I see with Colorado, they kind of free spirited. Even though Coach Prime considers himself old school for certain values, he's very free spirited. He's out of the box on how he operates. That way, everybody dog him out. He's out of the box as far as how he operates his team, with the DJ in the locker room to the music playing at everything is just how he want to do it. It's in his own way. So that's considered free spirited. He's not operating to the norms and the traditions of football. And I think when you combine those two together, I think it's a potential and a tendency where you could be not as disciplined as you want, as he would want. I think it's like a double-edged sword. So I think that's what I kind of felt, like being there in the environment, like it's like if you do that whole situation like at a UGA or whatever like that at Georgia, for people in Georgia, if you go to their stuff, it's more rigid. The culture is more rigid. It got more tradition involved. Like when you see the dogs walk into the game and then walk into the stadium, it's just like robotic. Boom, 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 boom. Every week, like when I played ball, you go on the trips and stuff like that to the games and stuff like that. It's like you can feel the culture. Well, Coach Prime has his own culture in the environment that has its own culture. You see where I'm going?
I'm gonna let you.
And it's like the marriage of the two is going to be interesting. I'm going to say that. And I think that's what that clash is, because when he wants to bring that discipline and that structure, and that's not necessarily the culture around it, I feel like, okay, I feel what's going on. I feel the contradiction there. So that's what I kind of got out of it. I can't really wrap my head around the players specifically because I only seen them in that environment. When they got out the bus, the sun was already pretty much going down at that point. By the time we got in the stadium, it was dark.
Right.
So I would like to see them at a 1 o'clock. They did not even play the 1 o'clock game.
No, they probably won't get now. They won't get now one of those.
They ain't that interesting. When you look at the Blue Bloods, most of their games is at 1.
Yeah. Except Alabama, they had 3.
Right. But I'm saying, like, when you look at Georgia, all these, most of their games going to be at 1 o'clock, maybe 3. It's going to be at the traditional time, right?
Right.
Not Colorado.
Colorado, that's not on their level right now, Greg. They ain't on their
Hey
level.
man, it don't have nothing. No,
They not
y'all keep
ranked.
talking about
They
this
ain't finna
level.
put no
It
unranked
has nothing to do with a level. It has to do
Greg,
with,
they are not finna put no unranked team up there in no daytime.
so you telling me you ain't seen
They
no?
got to play. They gonna have to be playing a team that's ranked. That's it.
They played a ranked team on that 10 o'clock game.
Who that?
So what excuse with that? They played a ranked team in Kansas State. That was a ranked team.
They're not gonna put. Greg, come on. You think they're gonna take Colorado and Kansas State and replace them with Alabama and Georgia when they dominating football?
Y'all claim it's about money and marketing. He gonna bring just as many eyeballs and marketing in, if
Not like
not more.
Alabama and Georgia. They got you know what kind of
You
fan
act like Alabama and Georgia the only one playing at 1 o'clock. They got a whole slew of teams playing at 1 o'clock.
They ain't gonna put them in there. I don't care. You can sit here and talk about this to the
Hey,
10 years
I ain't
later.
hearing that, man. Look, they got the right to play. They got the right to play a 1 o'clock game.
Okay, all right. Hey, they ain't not finna do that, Greg. They just not.
They
Too
got
much
the right
money
to play.
involved.
Hey, that's a standard time to play for college
It's too
football.
much money involved, big dog.
And they ain't gonna lose no money either playing at 1.
Okay, all right. When you look at the center, Hank and Cash, who you prefer as center, as Alan Ray said?
Man, I don't have no. I mean, what we gonna go based off of? A quarter? I mean, I
had in the chat.
I don't have no enough information to know who. I mean, that's not even a fair comparison. He played probably a handful of snaps versus Zelensky's don't play how many games? What, 6 games? So I can't really say. But I hear he's getting more. He hasn't had reps with the first and second team, and I'm hearing that he now is getting reps with the first and second team. So he's a legit backup. I don't know. I thought Ukiri Walker was coming in. What happened with him?
I thought he gone, Greg.
He must have left very silent.
He did. From what I hear.
Everybody else didn't leave silent. Cause I don't know when I ain't see him go. He exited real quiet because I seen him like a couple weeks ago on the well off. And I think Bucky showed him from mine, like one of them games, probably right before the bye, something like that. That's the first time I seen him in a while, but clearly, that was his time. He gone. Where he going though? Did he red shirt? I mean, was he one of the people on the red shirt?
I don't know, bro.
I think he played all 4 years.
Dale say he gone too.
Oh, somebody he said on Instagram Live. I'm surprised that didn't go viral. I didn't know Tyler Johnson left.
Yeah, I know he left.
I mean, I heard people saying that theoretically.
Like Dale said, we think everybody red shirt.
That's what I'm saying. But they, I ain't hear
they
their
kept
name.
It quiet, man.
Huh?
They kept it quiet, bro.
Really? But they didn't keep quiet about Trevor Woods and I seen Jeremiah Brown at the Belt
They
Walk.
still at practice. They still
Yeah.
They
I saw Trevor Woods practicing too. Then he had 43 on. I saw the bus. We was waiting for the bus to come, and then Jeremiah Brown come running through, like he coming from the locker room to go meet the bus. He went on. Of course, he didn't dress or whatever. I mean, he came the opposite way and met them. I guess he walked down the bus with them. So then this is my first time this week seeing Trevor Woods.
Yeah, man.
But everybody says old news. But do we know that they red shirt or not? Because I would think Tyler Brown. I'm not Tyler Brown. Tyler Johnson red shirt.
I don't know. I can't speak on that. I don't know.
Because he had an injury. Maybe he took a medical red shirt. Because I know he didn't just give away his last year like that.
Damn, they are gone. Yeah. Yeah, they kept that red shirt. I don't know. Maybe the list will come out later. I don't know.
I'm surprised that they say that Cash Cleveland is a no star and he was at IMG. I thought that was interesting. He was a starter at IMG, and they like, yeah, he's a no star. I'm like, that don't make sense. He played on the field with Jordan City. He had to be some kind of star, or one or two. He's gonna be a no star.
Yeah. It's hard to say, Rick. It's hard to say, man.
But that's interesting though. If they down to 2 centers, the depth wise, Tyler Brown better be taking some snaps.
I don't know about that. I think Hank gonna come back this game.
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, Coach Prime haven't shown the tendency to just put people out after one game, but you see Cash is starting to get them reps now, so they putting that pressure on him. He gonna get before.
Yeah. All them fumbles and stuff him and Shador were going through. I don't know. He probably couldn't hear. I don't know what's going on with the exchange last game. Well, I'll be paying close attention to him Saturday night.
It was uncharacteristic. The fact that it happened multiple times in one game and not got corrected. That's the surprising part. Especially at the point where I told you they took their foot off the gas. Because remember, they don't do that kind of mess when they coming from behind. They got comfortable. Let's be real. They got comfortable. And because like they left 3-4 touchdowns on the board easy. You got to look at they got 2 field goals in the red zone. They got 2 turnovers in the red zone. Right there alone.
They didn't want to run the ball in the red zone.
They didn't want to do nothing but get turnovers. And that Shador ain't doing that unless he just out there just kind of nonchalant. That's how he threw them picks. He kind of just nonchalant, like he ain't. If he locked in, he making everything. He's a marksman. But when he get he ain't there. You're like, man, this game over. Why we still playing? That's what it felt like. Like, why are we still playing? This game over. Yeah. Go ahead and put Staub in. I bet if Staub was in, they would have been handing that ball off. I want them to go ahead and put Staub in so we can get Ponder in, so he can get some reps. Because the longer you
wait, you don't think they'll put Ponder in before they put Staub in?
I said put
Oh, they
start
can't
doing
showcase.
co-funders
No, they
against
ain't
the
gonna book one. They'll end up showcasing then. But somebody
yeah,
come get it.
yeah. I mean, shoot, they don't showcase them enough. Somebody watching, he be out going in that portal.
Oh yeah, they need to keep
You
that
know,
man.
quarterbacks is a luxury these days. Everybody talk that good talk, but everybody can't throw that ball. They be like, oh,
No,
this quarterback great. He be like, he can't throw the ball. Look at them quarterbacks down there and UCF. They can't throw no ball. Ponder
yeah,
go take their spot.
yeah. He's that type of guy. I like him. I don't
He
think
from
they
down
need
there.
Juju. I don't think they need Juju. I think they need Pump. I think Pump is better than Juju.
Well, I mean,
He
he's more
tall,
experienced.
he
He's more
tall,
experienced, and he already
he
got a year
got
in
an
the system.
arm, he can fast, he can run. I mean, if they get Juju, that's a plus. I congratulate him. But
I think Juju, somebody like that, need to come in and kind of get a year under their belt for us, know the system. But it's a lot of pressure. You see how they did with the boy up in Nebraska. It's a lot of pressure as a true freshman
oh yeah,
to come
yeah,
in and like Colorado. Let me be real with you. Colorado had a season everybody hoping for. You doing to next year team. You putting the next year team up on a lot of pressure to live up to Big Brother. Oh, y'all did it. You know, the field goal post gonna go on top of Boulder Mountain, and they're gonna say, well, yeah. Well, what about you only did it, we can't do it without Travis, your two-way star. You can't do it without
right,
Shador, the daddy ball. You called him daddy ball. Now you can't do it without Shador. He was a top quarterback. Now see what y'all can do. That's the narrative for next year. But they ain't not looking at the narrative that all them defensive linemen getting all them sacks outside of BJ Green, they coming back
right.
unless they hit
They,
that portal.
they gonna have. They're definitely gonna have the depth next year. They got the team next year on defense side.
The defense side, both of them cornerbacks, your new everybody new beloved Colton Hood back,
Yep,
McKinney back, Starmar back. I think Hodge gonna be that new nickel. He's gonna go from Hodge to Harge. Harge gonna come in at that nickel. He out there
yep,
hitting on special teams. I mean, the defense is gonna be a top thing. So it's gonna all that pressure gonna roll right down to who gonna be the quarterback. Can he live up to his being Shador? That's what it's
yep.
gonna go down to. And Greg said always be a year in the head. I'm telling y'all, a year in the head, all the narrative gonna be, well, Coach Prime, they win it. Yeah. I saw it from the beginning of the season. The narrative gonna flip from he ain't good enough, Shador ain't good enough, to all right, what you gonna do without Travis and Shador now? It's so predictable.
Oh yeah, yeah. We know that coming. I
That
mean,
next quarterback better be ready because they're gonna compare everything to Shador. Shador ain't
anytime
worth
you
crap until he leave.
anytime you lose the one of the best quarterback and the best players in college football, yeah, it's unfair. But shoot, but I'm telling you, somebody just put the name in the chat. I'm just gonna bring him up. Cam Michael ain't no joke. I'm here to tell y'all right now, he ain't no joke. When he come back and he's healthy,
I mean, they can do some wildcat type stuff with him.
he can play it all.
Yeah, I mean, the offense is got everybody. I mean, you're gonna have Draylon. I'm not. You're gonna have Draylon Miller coming back. You're gonna have Marion Miller coming back. You're gonna have Cam Michael coming back. You're gonna have all the running backs
Yeah,
except Charlie coming back. I had the option to come back. Um, shoot, Benson can come back if he want. Even Tyler Brown can come back if he want. Houston can come back. Well, I know Harden can come back. So really, pretty much all that line can come back and build on what they got. And from the chemistry and experience, they all can come back. Plus, you got a lot of top quality linemen coming back. Plus, you got some developing linemen already there, like Yo-Yo and Kirkland and all them boys, OS, all them boys developing behind there, developing, getting experience. They not gonna have an issue with depth at the offense line or defensive line. You got Big Swain. I don't know if he should be red shirting this year. Um, Only thing they might need out of Porter some big meat, some big Shadoze style. Barnes coming back. Wiggins gonna be back next year. He quiet. Wiggins gonna be back. Pretty much that whole defensive front outside of Shadoze and Shane
yeah,
Coates come back.
Yeah.
I think Carter, I mean, he may be a senior, but he might need to go ahead and red shirt.
Yeah. But how you think they're gonna look going forward towards the season, man? They got what, 5 more games? What you expect from them?
Is this
The team
season?
they playing? I think it's set up for them, man.
Well, I mean, it was set up against them, but it ended up working for them because they start out the season. We can go back and receipt day all day. We show you all the rankings that we talked about where they laughed at us and why you're there. Just like they talk about you ain't ranked to play on TV. They were like, you ain't ranked, you ain't showed nothing yet. You ain't did that. I'm like, Colorado's a better team. I never respected Arizona and I didn't respect Utah, and because of what happened last year. And when you looked at it, Colorado out of like 15 teams, 16, whatever, it was like 11 for something like that. And I'm like, how they get all these teams above Colorado? Because they just swore up and down. Everybody who came over here except Colorado, they even thought Arizona State was going to be above Colorado. And then you looked at the only teams they really had up under us were teams like Cincinnati, Baylor. Who else was down there that we don't play? Arizona State might have been down there too. But you got to think about Colorado is in a position now where all the teams they expected to win somehow was on their schedule, and now they are not expected to win. Like Oklahoma State, uh, Utah,
Right.
Arizona. Now they had
Yeah.
Kansas State in there, right?
Right.
So you look at all these teams that they put in Colorado, probably like, oh, y'all got to play all the hard teams. Nobody was checking for BYU, Iowa State, West Virginia. Nobody was checking for them. And now you look up and like, oh, the teams we don't play over there. And all the
Yeah.
teams that it's going to just be the dogs. Here we go. Yeah, Houston was down there as well. Houston was down at the bottom too. And TCU and all of down at the they might have had TCU over us. But they had all us at the bottom. And Texas Tech was even over us. So it's like we kind of emerged. Cincinnati kind of emerged. I'm rooting for Cincinnati after we whoop them to be a sleeper for a team because I think Iowa State still got to see them. And I think a team like Cincinnati, I originally wasn't thinking like, oh, Iowa State got a cakewalk to the finish line, and so does BYU. Cincinnati can work in our favor, just like Kansas State should have worked in our favor. You got to beat Cincinnati so Cincinnati can go do some damage to some of these other teams that you're competing against.
True.
Because, like I said, we had to beat Kansas State, then we would have had the not only the head over them, but they would have been our pawn. And everybody they beat, it would be like our foot soldier. Everybody that Kansas State beat, it would have worked on our behalf, even though we didn't play them, because Kansas State do play Iowa State on the last game. So we would have been eating popcorn because it would have worked in our favor either way because we would have had one loss and Kansas State would have just went on and finished off Iowa State. Now we got to hope that Iowa State lose to like a Cincinnati and Texas Tech and then go beat Kansas State.
That's a lot. Well, man, they should. Colorado need to win that game, bro. They
They
jumping a
hoping
lot.
that UCF upset BYU.
And
I
yeah,
mean,
I know. See what I'm saying? You hoping that other team got to help you now. When
yeah.
2 weeks ago, everything was in your favor.
And now it's in Kansas State favor because
You know
now
what
all
I'm
they got to
saying?
do is win out, and
Win
they in
out,
the
they
championship.
in.
They
Yep.
in the championship. And so now
Yep.
you gotta hope BYU be uncharacteristically not good. And same
Right.
with Iowa State. I was surprised that because I didn't watch the game, I caught the end. I was surprised that Oklahoma State was able to run up, but what they both showed, they struggled with the run game. I mean, because they went against running teams.
Right.
Or Oklahoma State running back had about 200 something yards.
You did.
UCF running back had about 200 some yards. So when you look at it, it's like, okay, they struggle with running, and then you say, oh man, they gotta go play Kansas State. That's their specialty.
Right.
So, like I said, it's no matchups. It ain't necessarily who the better team. There's no way you would think that UCF is a better team than Iowa State, according to record and everything. But they had a problem with them good running backs. That was a matchup issue for them. And BYU had the same issue with them big, strong running backs for some reason. And neither of them teams had a good quarterback. So even though they come pull away from these other teams and they come finish the game because they have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Plus, Iowa State got the help from a bootleg pass interference that we didn't get against Kansas State. UCF would have beat Iowa State if they didn't call that bootleg pass interference.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been fourth down. It would have been done. So it be some calls in there, just like we see in Miami. It be some calls to help people stay undefeated. It ain't that
Yeah.
they just so dominant.
Miami, I got a lot of help, boy.
It ain't they just so
I know
dominant. It
they
look
beat
good on paper. That's
two
why I don't
games.
care about the paper. I care about looking at it like, okay, it sounds good on paper. It sounds good in the stats. But you saw that game, they really supposed to lost.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Yep.
I think we're gonna be looking at like maybe in the coming shows, we're gonna be paying a lot more attention after this week to who played who and watching these games. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I've heard this theory, and I'm gonna run this by you. I heard this theory. I got my own theory attached to it. But the theory is that the SEC is gonna help Colorado get in the playoff.
Yeah. You need to explain
Man,
that.
huh?
How you ain't gonna do that?
That's my theory, right? So I'm
Right.
gonna break it down on the video soon.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
but I'm gonna give it to you in a nutshell. The way the SEC is playing and the fact that they're not as dominant as they used to, you're not going to better use their schedule. I mean, their schedule to justify they record not being better than Colorado. Like you got some teams that's losing games uncharacteristically. Like Alabama typically don't lose but one game a year. You know, like to Georgia or vice versa. Auburn might sneak in on them every now and then, but they don't typically lose no more than 1 or 2 games. So that's what all these folks about Georgia. I mean, SEC is gonna put all these guys in there because traditionally they will only lose 1 or 2 games, maybe even 3. But the fact that they're starting to lose to unranked teams and they're losing to teams that they supposed to be, and then they're gonna lose to some teams they could and supposed to lose to. They gonna some of them boys gonna have 3 and 4 losses, and it's gonna be hard to justify
Yeah.
a whole bunch of
Yeah.
1 loss and 2 loss teams in the other conference. It's
And
gonna
they
be
don't
hard
go
to
3 and
justify.
4. Even Nick Saban said that. He just don't see.
Yeah,
To
but
lose
if
that
they
SEC losing 3 games again in the playoff. He said he don't see it.
well that they never had to worry about that because in the past they didn't really play each other like that. They might see each other, and that was the only game they lost. But when you go losing to Vanderbilt and Tennessee and people you don't normally lose to, Missouri and Arkansas sneaking up on you, that you usually just only lose to the team who won the championship, and all of y'all have 1 or 2 losses because you beat everybody else except that one other team. But now they losing to everybody. It's just sloppy. It's like, I mean, what happened to Ole Miss? Ole Miss just went pure. LSU is bound to go pure. You know, you looking at 5 more games, and you look at it. That's why we need to start looking at their schedule. You looking at their games. A lot of these teams already got 2 losses, and you know
I,
they're gonna
I
get 2 more.
know.
And they
Yeah.
gonna get 2 more. And
Yeah.
it's like it's gonna happen because either you gonna get 2 more or the other team you playing because y'all in the same situation, kind of like what we are with a bunch of us. You know, either you gonna win, I'm gonna win. SEC's in the same situation. Either you gonna leave here with 2 wins or 2 losses, or they gonna leave with 4, or vice versa. So that's gonna push out a lot of the teams that we thought was gonna make the playoff because they messing around and losing to teams they ain't got no business losing to. All right, we give you Georgia, we give you Alabama, we give you a couple of those. But now you going off of your butt losing to some non-traditional teams. So it can. Some people I've even heard the theory they don't even want Colorado to play in the conference.
Oh yeah.
Check this theory out. I heard this one. Let's say Colorado 10-2, and let's say Kansas State 10-2, but they got the head-to-head.
But Coach Trey said yesterday in Colorado, he don't care if they win it or not. If they 10-2, they gonna be in that playoff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it got to be some type because let's say BYU is undefeated and they play Kansas State, and let's say Kansas State have 1 or 2 losses. Let's say they got they got 1 conference loss. We only got 1 conference loss. If they go in there and get their second conference loss, they you know what I'm saying, they technically behind us in the conference, but our record is the same, so they might be they might have a head-to-head far as total. But if they already got 2 losses and they had a head-to-head over and they get in that conference championship, then we actually can supersede them to the playoff. If they have to take another seed into the playoff based off a record, because our record will be better than theirs, even though they got a chance to play in the conference. Yeah. So it can get really weird because how the playoff is set up, you're going to take the winners from the conference, from what I'm hearing, and then after you fill in those, 4, 6, whatever seats, then everything else is based off a record. So we pretty much assuming that the people who win a conference gonna have a better record already. Right. That's why you're there, especially if you won. So if you won the conference, you probably only gonna have 1 loss anyway, or no losses, especially in our conference. Right. So that means that you can have a couple teams behind you with only 2 losses. The team you beat and the other team. And so what you can't do is be like, all right, Big 12 got an undefeated team, a team that only lost 1, and another one that lost 2. And then you got an SEC, you got a whole bunch of 9-3, 8-4 teams. So that's, you got to be watching this SEC schedule. If they keep losing games they're supposed to win, they're going to knock themselves right out of the playoff.
It's going to be interesting. I sure want to see this. How it turn out if Colorado go 10-2.
Some people say they want to see a rematch. How we get a rematch with Kansas is if BYU tank. And not only BYU tank, BYU and Iowa State tank to somebody we don't beat. So that's why we got to beat Cincinnati, and we got to beat Texas Tech, because those 2 teams have the potential to play those other 2 teams and beat them. And even though we both got 1 loss, we beat the team they lost to. So we have more of a head-to-head. And that would be the route for us to get back at Kansas State.
Yeah.
But they gotta lose. Yeah, so we really gotta really look at, we're gonna be paying close attention to these teams than we were before. We weren't paying no attention to them. We're like, hey, BYU doing good, cool. We weren't thinking about them. We were looking at Utah, we were looking at Arizona, we were watching Kansas State, and then all of a sudden BYU knocked them in the head, all of them. And he's like, oh, shucks. Well, BYU haven't played Utah yet, but we're going to be watching them now. But it means nothing if you go out there and get your butt whooped.
That's right. They got, like Coach Trey told me last night, they got to win the game that's in front of them.
That's for us to look at. They needed to play football. We were letting the content people watch the other games. They didn't just be focused on just winning.
Yeah.
Because it means nothing. Like, I ain't even watching the crap if we don't win. What I'm watching it for?
Right. Yeah, they got to win. Yeah, ain't even watching us that they ain't going to win. They got to win. They got to win out. And definitely got to win this Saturday. They got to come out and win. Dominate. They got to.
I just think that I don't know how they both played a bad game last week and almost lost. That was interesting to both do it at the same time, the same night. But they definitely put some stuff on film that could be exposed, unless it was just the nighttime jitters or something.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. That with that, I know I ain't. And we need to keep talking about it. They just need to win the Kansas State game.
Well, you know what we say about that. It was one of those games. That's why I don't like the whole idea of we need to get to a bowl game. You know, I know that's the first thing you hit by record, but that's not your target. And I think that Colorado was doing so well. They was in the talks of being amongst the undefeated teams. They had a game to spare. And people talk like it's not a must win, but it is a must win, but it's not. No, it is a must win.
I'm sure will.
Because if you don't beat them, they're gonna hurt you. Because if they're gonna take your spot and they're gonna be the team that had a destiny in their hand because they got the head-to-head over you. versus you beat them. Now you got them like a bait on. Now you can throw them out like a bait on everybody else and be like, go get them, Kansas State. Because now whoever they beat them for you because they can't do that because they got the head to head. You got the head to head over. That's what I don't think they was thinking from that standpoint. They was thinking, well, everything is still in front of us. We still can go to, you still can with a lot of magic. Yeah. And I just felt like the way Iowa State and BYU was playing so late into the season, they wasn't showing the tendency up to last week that they were going to give up a game to anybody who they was playing, especially no sorry team like UCF. Find out who's going to be the quarterback. I didn't think they had any chance of losing to Oklahoma State, who's struggling with everybody. They haven't won a conference game.
Yeah, you right. You sure right, bro.
So I just think we just gonna have to be one at a time. One at a time. That's their job. They're playing the ball. They do one at a time. That's that's any football player's logic. You can't get ahead, but we can, because we ain't playing. We can do all that. We can do that.
Yeah. I just hope Colorado come out ready to play against Cincinnati. And just take it to them. Take it to them. Matter of fact, I want to say I'll be against getting the ball first. Jump on.
My thing is this. I'm just gonna be real with you. They don't have to play their best game to beat Cincinnati. I don't think.
Greg, go live with you, Greg. You need to go watch Cincinnati how they play, bro. I think this is gonna be one of the hardest. This one of the best teams fundamentals they gonna play.
I hope so.
I've seen it. I seen the tape, bro. I stayed up, man. I stayed up to about 1:00 this morning, just watching different games they don't play. They fundamentally sound, bro.
I hope so, but remember they don't lost 2 games too, so we ain't talking about an undefeated team. They
That.
got weaknesses. Who have they lost to?
I don't know.
That's important to know.
I don't
Did they lose to BYU or somebody? They lost to one of them.
I ain't got my what's called with my wood. Look it up. Let's see.
Let me see. I know they don't play some close games. So we can go back to the beginning of their schedule.
Yeah.
On August 31st, they beat Towson, which is like a
I ain't
looking at it. 38-20. They Pittsburgh beat them. Pitt, ACC.
Pitt got a good team.
By 1 point, 28-27.
Yeah.
Cincinnati beat Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
27-16. Then they blew out Houston. They beat Houston 34-0.
They barely lost against Texas Tech.
So that's what the game was. They lost to Texas Tech 44-41.
UCF, they barely lost. They beat UCF.
Yeah, they beat UCF. Was it the week before last?
Yeah, that's game I saw.
Probably doing our bye week or something like that.
And I saw the Arizona State game on tape.
And the Arizona State, they beat 24-14.
See, they don't play nobody but Iowa State that we concerned about. After that, they play Kansas State back to back.
Yeah, they play Kansas State, and I haven't even considered them versus Kansas State. I only consider them versus Iowa State.
Yeah.
What is Iowa State? Yeah, they played Iowa State the week before Kansas. I considered them a threat possibly to Iowa State. I just think that the teams that challenge Iowa State the most has been the run. And the fact that Kansas State runs that ball, I was hoping that Iowa State would go ahead and get that L to Kansas State. But at the same time, maybe Cincinnati can give Kansas State a little something. Even though they got to go up there to Kansas State, Kansas State.
They got to go on the road and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, big dog, I'm tired, man. I gotta get up, man. I gotta be at work, man. I gotta be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 to 4. So I'm gonna get out of here and take care of that, man. It's Friday. Get this Friday out the way, man. You got any last word, bro?
Uh, no, man. Just make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Greg said that we're gonna be watching this thing. We down to the wire at this point. I told you this season gonna go fast.
Boy, you showed me. I thought about you yesterday. I said, damn, Greg. They got 5 more games. Greg said anything gonna go fast.
And we're gonna look up. It's gonna be 1-2 more games. So
Yeah.
there's so much going on. So it's not like we can hold on to football season because there's so much other stuff going on all around and in your life. So yeah, you have to kind of just enjoy it. Like I told you, you gotta enjoy it. This Coach Prime thing, enjoy it. And we can't look forward to the off season. In the off season, you're looking forward to the season, and in the end of the season, well, we get ready for the off season. It's like, man, you just got to take this thing like the football players, day by day, week by week, because this thing is fleeting, man. This time is fleeting. So
it really have, bro. It really have.
Checking out our stuff, we'll be watching this thing, and we're gonna ride this thing out.
All right, well, thank everybody for tuning in tonight, for rocking with us. Appreciate everybody who participated in the chat. And if y'all don't mind, hit that like button and subscribe to both channels. That's Greg Said It and Sports Talk will be watched if y'all don't mind. I am tired. Y'all just don't know. I gotta get up at 2:30 in the morning and go make this last day of the week. But anyway, thank all of y'all. I believe Colorado gonna win this game. I believe they're gonna win by a lot. Really do. I really do. I just got faith in them. I believe them. I believe they don't hit their stride. I believe Coach Prime got their attention. So we're looking for a big win Saturday, Sunday morning. About Sunday morning. They ain't gonna go out until about 1:30 or 2 o'clock. So down here in Georgia. So I might stay up and see it. I might not. It might be watching me. But anyway, I hope y'all
get you a nap.
yeah, I'll take the nap. Y'all keep texting like we were last game. I probably eat. But anyway, appreciate it, bro. See you next time, man. You have to enjoy yourself and God bless your family. And we'll see you sometime this week or talk. I know I talk to you. We're gonna talk every day. But see you next Thursday, then, bro.
All right, have a good one.
You too, Pop. Appreciate you.
All right.
Run to the fire! Let's go up front! We need y'all! Let's go! Hey, we talked about it in Nebraska. You don't want to be the little brother no more. You want to show all these motherfuckers what we're about. Right? Let's go 3 out right here. We'll score again, and we'll be down the rest of the night. Who you been? You show them who you are. Here we go. Oh, shit! Yeah! Let's go!
Back-to-back weeks, Mr. Hood.